Hi, Chris McClune here at FDIC International 2024. I'm at the L3Harris booth. I'm with Aaron Williams. He is the Vice President of Sales for L3Harris. We're going to be talking about a two-way radio today, a two-way radio that really has been developed because of voice of the customer and feedback that they get. So, Aaron, to start off, talk a little bit about how L3Harris uses feedback from the end users to develop the radio, and then how that feedback then impacts future iterations of the radio.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you look at L3Harris in the history, I'd say most people thought of us as a police radio provider. And so when we started thinking about how do we provide a radio for the fire market, we knew we had to go into the market and talk to the firefighters who go every day, fight the fires. How do they train? How do they operate? And then how can we make a radio that best suits their needs? And so that's exactly what we did. We spent 2 years in the field, taking iteration after iteration to burn buildings, watching what works, what doesn't work, using their feedback, and ultimately coming up with the final design that you see here with the XL400.
Okay, so as you said, this was developed specifically for the fire service based on feedback. Now, how does this radio, the XL400, integrate with firefighters' gear, with current technologies in use by the fire service, and what separates it from other communication devices that are on the market?
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people in the industry believe in proprietary technology, and our vision was open ecosystem. Open platform, full integration with whatever choice you choose in a vendor, we want to integrate with, whether it's MSA, 3M, Scott, Adachi, and those type of providers. We wanted to make sure we made a radio that integrated with anybody. Okay. So within this radio, you have LTE. It's FirstNet certified, can work on any carrier network, Verizon, LTE, AT&T, T-Mobile, you name it. Also with that, we've been working with Scott 3M, and it's been really important that how do we make communications better here? Because this is ultimately what they're going to wear in the fire environment. So the old days was leaning over and yelling into your speaker mic, right? And that was really challenging. And if you're in the burn building, it's loud as is already. So the integration now is built in with the sound system here with 3M. We worked with them, went down to their lab in North Carolina, and now you'll hear full bone conduction sound inside your mask. No more of the pull a guy close to you, yell as loud as you can and hope he hears you. Now the sound and voice is integrated with the mask. And now you have crystal clear communication, because ultimately that's what's most important. Can I communicate when it matters? And that's what we believe in. And so those are just some of the features you see in this radio. Others are, this radio was built to the new NFPA 1802 standards, the most stringent of standards that ever came out from NFPA on a radio, because before then, those standards didn't exist.
Gotcha.
And so when we launched this radio, it was important that it also achieve those certifications. And so we were able to achieve that certification, and this radio is NFPA 1802 certified.
Okay, so when we talk about unified command between all different agencies at a response, fire service, police departments, EMS departments, sometimes even governmental agencies,
right,
we have to all be able to talk to each other. That can be challenging, especially when you're going county to county, county to city, things of that nature. What is it about the XL400 that simplifies and makes communication between all these agencies possible?
Yeah, communications as we speak is evolving rapidly. New technology is coming on scene. And so in this radio, not only is it built off P25 standards, which every vendor believes in, because that allows, no matter what your radio of choice is, when you come on scene, we can all talk to each other. And that's most important. Since 9/11, that was the biggest thing that came out of that. On top of that, we're now leveraging LTE in this radio as well. You can leverage Wi-Fi. So you have multiple points of communication, whether you have to use a Wi-Fi router, you're using LTE coming from FirstNet or Verizon, all that's built into here, because at the end of the day, we want peace of mind that says, no matter what environment I'm in, my communications work, right? And so that's the whole point of having standards-based communication, so that any vendor can work in any situation, and that's most important. And you'll find that in this XL400.
All right, perfect. Well, Aaron, I want to thank you for taking some time out. I know we're in the middle of the show here. There's people walking everywhere, so you need to get back to telling the rest of the attendees about the product. So thank you again. This has been Chris McClune for FDIC International 2024. Have a good one and stay safe.